Hey guys, so I know we're not in school today, but I know some people were asking about the part 3 midterm review. So I thought I would do a little video with it. You guys can do the part 3 midterm review on your own tonight. I am assuming our midterm is still tomorrow. I have not gotten any emails saying otherwise, so please assume the midterm is tomorrow. Okay. If it changes, great, but please assume that it's tomorrow. So let's start. I do not have my scientific calculator with me, so I'm going to kind of be going back and forth to the answer key and using my phone to see what my phone can actually do. But all right, so let's see. Number one, evaluate the expression for C equals 2/3 and D equals 1/6. Leave the answer in simplest form. Again, this can be an improper fraction, but it must be reduced. So I'm going to try to zoom in as best as I can. I hate using Cami, but the D is touching the parentheses, so that means you're going to multiply. So I have 1/6 and then 36 plus 24 times my C is 2/3 divided by 12. Okay, so two options. You can either take the 1/6 and multiply it by the 36, kind of do distributive property and multiply it by the 24. That's fine. Or you can add 36 and 24. Either one is fine. So let me look at what Miss Dagler's answer key has. Where did I put that? Come on. She added hers together. So just so I'm kind of consistent, and if you're looking at the answer key, we have 36 plus 24 is 60. So I have 1/6 times 60 times 2/3 divided by 12. So 1/6 times 60, this right here is what we're working on right now. That is going to be 10 times 2/3 divided by 12. Okay, will this let me? Oh, it kind of does. Okay, so 10 times 2 is 20. I'm going to make this over 1. This part you can type in your calculator. You do need to show the steps like order of operations. You guys asked me that a lot, like on the part 2. The steps you can type all in. However, for this part, I do need to see your work. So you could type 10 times 2/3 in your calculator and get an answer. That's fine. And put it down here. So I'm going to leave it as 20 over 3 divided by 12. So I need to do it by hand. Keep, change, flip. 12 can be divided by 4. That's a 3. 20 divided by 4. That's a 5. So 5. We should get 5 over 9. So your answer should be 5/9 for this one. Yep. Okay, perfect. All right. Again, this little section, I'm looking for the highlighter. This little section right here, this guy, you do not need to have that work. I just physically don't have the calculator in front of me. You can just write 20 over 3 or the mixed number if you wanted. That would have been fine. Okay. Using what you know about number sets, give an example of each type of number. So, pretty generic. It can be any number you want as long as it fits in the number set. So natural, that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rational, that could be 5 again. It's any fraction, decimal, regular number, negative number. So I'm going to put negative 0.233 repeating. Irrational, pi is always a really easy one, or like square root of 2, square root of 3. A whole number like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but also 0 is in our whole numbers. And an integer is a negative number or positive number. So I'm going to put -6. Okay, so please make sure you practice with the types of numbers. Okay, let me just make sure we're still good over here. Yes, we are. Okay, let's look at the next question. A student scored a 45 out of 60 on a test. What percent did the student score? So we have part over whole, percent over 100. If you have another way to do this, that's not a problem. However, you must show all the work on it. whatever you're doing, you need to show the work. So I'm going to use part over whole. So you got 45 out of the whole with 60 equals x over 100. So I get 60x equals 4,500. Divide by 60, divide by 60, x equals 4,500 divided by 60, 75. 75 what though? 75%. Don't forget your percentage sign. Okay, let's look at the next one. A bakery sells 5 cupcakes for $12.50. What's the price per cupcake? So I'm going to put my rule money over cupcakes. I'm going to say cupcakes. So we have $12.50 for 5. So $12.50, whoops, divided by 5 gives me $2.50 per cupcake. Okay. Now, the next part, if Sarah wants to buy 18 cupcakes, how much will we spend based on the unit rate? So based on what we just got as our answer, so we figured out it was $2.50, we want 18, so we're buying multiple. So we're going to take our cost, which is $2.50, and multiply it by our 18 cupcakes. These are parentheses, they're not absolute value brackets. So $2.50 times 18 is $45 for 18 cupcakes. Okay. Sarah has a coupon, buy 9 cupcakes, get 3 free. If she buys 12 cupcakes, how much will her total be before tax? So we're buying 12. She gets 3 of those free. So 12, take away 3 makes the 9. So we only have to pay for how many cupcakes? You only have to pay for the 9 because now we're getting 3 free. 9, 10, 11, 12. So 9 times $2.50. 9 times $2.50 gives us $22.50. That gives us 12 cupcakes because we got 3 free. Okay, let's look at the next question now. Okay, so we're done with that page. Sorry. All right. Number 5. Let's try to zoom in. The following proportions are similar. Find the length of side X. Use a proportion to solve. Do not round your answer. Okay, so we need a proportion to solve this. So we are going to do our first triangle and then our second triangle. So our first triangle, let's do this side to this side. So X to 20 equals, now the same thing, 9 to 8. Okay, cross multiply. 8 times X is 8X. 9 times 20 is 180 divided by 8. X equals 180. Whoops. Divided by 8, 22.5. And they are not, I'm going to put units. They do not have it as like inches or feet or anything like that. And let's say it was inches, it's just inches because you're not finding the area. It's not squared. You're just finding a side. So when it's just a side, it's units. When you're asked to find the area of something, it's units squared or inches squared. Allie is shopping to find for paper towels, finds 3 options at the store, A, B, and C, which is the better buy. So you need to find the unit rate for each of these. So we have A, we have B, we have C. I'm fine if you don't write a rule for all of them, but you must have the work. So $9.99 over 6. Hold on one second. There's a pop-up. Yep, stay in the call. Okay. So $9.99 divided by 6. Let's see what that is. That is 1.665. That's not money. So money has two numbers after the decimal place. So the 6 is going to round up to a 7. So this one is $1.67. This is A. Okay, B, 12.49 for 8. So 12.49 divided by 8 is, woof, big one, 1.56125. That 1 keeps the 6 the same, so this is $1.56 for B. Now C is 14.99 divided by 10. 14.99 divided by 10 gives me 1.499. We got a round that makes it $1.50. So here is C. Now, which of these is the better buy? We see that, sorry, my screen, I can't see. C is the better buy. Don't just circle it, write better buy, because who knows who's going to be correcting your test. You want to make sure that you make it clear which is the better buy. Your money symbol goes in front of your numbers. Do not put it in back. It always goes in front. That's the difference between those hundreds. Okay. Graph the coordinates on the coordinate plane. Here we go. We have 2, 1, 2, up 1. Should I zoom in? I don't know what's going to be better. Okay, -3, 1, 2, 3, up 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hopefully this is 7. And -3, 1, 2, 3, up 1. Okay, what is the question? Graph the following. So there's that. Let's graph it with our straight edge. Okay, find the area of the triangle by connecting the 3 straight lines. So remember, the formula for area of a triangle is area equals 1/2 base times height, or some of you like base times height divided by 2. As far as I know, you are not given the formula for this on the midterm, so please make sure you memorize it. Okay, so let's count how long our bottom is. I gotta move. I have stuff all over my screen. Sorry. Hopefully you guys don't see all that. Where is drawing? Okay. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 long. So area equals 1/2. My base is 5. My height is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tall. Okay. So 1/2. I like to do my numbers over here first and then take half of that, but it doesn't matter how you do it. This whole thing can be typed in your calculator as long as you have this work. So half of 30 would be 15 in its units squared. Notice this has the label here, so you don't need to write the label, but if it did not, you would need to put the label on there. So please make sure that you label it correctly. Okay, this next one is a doozy, and I'm hoping we can fit all of it on here. All right, let's move you over here. Okay, there's lots of space. So first thing we do, let's focus on this division chunk like right over here, okay? Let's do what's in parentheses first. I'm going to zoom in so I can make it look a little nicer. So 6 plus 3 times 2. We're going to keep it in parentheses until you do the exponent, because it could be a negative, and then negative in the exponent is different if there's negative on the outside. So keep it in parentheses until you solve it in your calculator, and type the parentheses in your calculator. So 3 times 2 is 6. This is 6 squared all over 6 minus 5 plus 10 divided by 2 to the third power. Am I making you write every step? Yes. Do you need to do this on the part 2? No. Must you do it on part 3? Absolutely. Do not forget to do it. So 6 plus 6 squared, exactly the way it's typed. Now, if it was a negative, you'd still get the same answer, but if a negative was on the outside and you lost those parentheses, you'd get an incorrect answer. So be careful with these. 6 squared is 36, all over 6 minus 5 plus 10 divided by 2 raised to the third power. Make sure this 3 doesn't start coming down. Some of you have a little bit of messy handwriting and you get things wrong on your test because you start writing numbers big or small and it messes some things up. So 36 plus 6 is 42 over 6 minus 5 plus 10 divided by 2 to the third power. For these questions, I like to just kind of work out this whole section, this division thing, and go over here. You can absolutely go right to those parentheses next. There's nothing wrong with that. That's probably more correct. I just get anxious about this little part here. So I always want to make sure that I do that part first. Okay. 42 divided by 6 is 7 minus 5 plus 10 divided by 2 raised to the third power. So 7 minus 5 plus, this is just 1 minus. 10 divided by 2 is 5 to the third power. So in your calculator, you can type 5 times 5 times 5, or there's the little caret button. It's like an upside down, well, it's like a triangle, but it's not fully closed on the bottom. So you would write 5 raised to the third power. So 5 times 5 times 5 is 125. So 7 minus 5 plus 125. Okay, 7 minus 5 is what? 2 plus 125 should be 127. I'm sorry, my 5 looks like an 8. It's just really hard to write with my finger on here. Okay, so that should be your answer for that problem. If you have questions, please come to me early tomorrow. I will be in the room during homeroom. So you can always come down then if you have a question. Okay, let's keep going. I'm trying not to go too slow, but I don't want to go too fast. Okay. Move this over here. Sorry. Use the table below to answer the following questions. Calculate the number of pieces of Jolly Ranchers you would get if you bought 8 packs. So each pack comes with, no, hold on, I'm sorry. If you got 12 packs, you get 36 pieces. So how many pieces are in each pack? So we need to find out some unit rates here. Okay. To do that, we're just going to do a little bit of division. Let's put it right over here. Does this work for you guys? This is pieces per pack. Okay, so we have 36 pieces, 12 packs. So 36 divided by 12, there's 3 pieces per pack. 30 divided by 3 is 10 pieces per pack. And 143 divided by 11 is 13 pieces per pack. Okay, so now we have the unit rate. We want Jolly Ranchers. So how many pieces are in each pack? 10. So we're going to take our unit rate, which is 10, multiply it by 8. We would get 80 pieces. Okay. All right, let's look at the next one. Calculate the number of Skittles you would get if you bought 7 packs. Okay, Skittles, we get 13 in 1 pack, so 13 times 7. All we're doing is using the unit rate over and over again. So 13 times 7 is 91 Skittles. Calculate the number of Snickers you would get if you bought 1 pack. Well, how many Snickers do you get? 3 Snickers. How many more pieces would you get if you bought 1 pack of Skittles? So 1 pack of Skittles is 13 versus 1 pack of Jolly Ranchers. How many more pieces do you get? 3 more. We just subtract. Okay. Wait. 13 Skittles versus Jolly Ranchers. Okay. Any questions on this one? I think we're on the last question. Perfect. Okay. So our last question says a car rental company charges a fixed daily rate for renting a car. The cost for renting a car for 3 days is $180. We need to make a table, fill that in, label the graph the order pairs, determine if it's proportional, label the constant of proportionality, and write an equation. The equation also has to go on the line. All right. So let's zoom in here. Let's find our unit rate or our constant, which is y over x, or in this case, c over d. So 180 over 3, 180 divided by 3 gives us 60. So in one day, my constant is 60. I have to multiply by 60. 60. 7 times 60 is 420. Let's just check. Is 9 times 60 540? Yep. 12 times 60. This is a 60. I don't know why it looks like a 9. 12 times 60 is 720. Now, these do not go up in a nice order. I need to get to 12. So let's see how many little boxes we got here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, that's not going to work. So most of them are odds. So let's just count by twos. Some of them will be in between the lines, or we can count by threes. Let's count by threes. 3, 6, 9, 12. So that means there's 3 in between each of them. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm just putting these to help me. Okay, this has to go up by 60. So 60 is right here. Then 120. Then 6 times 3 is 180. 6 times 4, 240. 6 times 5 is 300. 6 times 6 is 360. 6 times, whoops, trying to move it up. 6 times, 6, 7, 420. 6 times 8, 48. 6 times 9, 540. 6 times 10, 600. 6 times 11. Ugh, doesn't work. Okay, let's erase. Sorry. Should have looked at all that. Let's count by 120s. Does that work? 120. 240. 360. 480. 600. 720. That's as far as we have to go. Okay. So we have, I'm going to zoom out. Make sure we're still recording. Good. No problems. Okay. We need to go 160. So over 1, up 60 is about here. Okay. Then we have to do 3. 180 is about here. 7, 420 is about like here-ish. Then 9, 540. It's probably pretty close here. And then 12, 720 right here. Whoops, up a little higher. And then we're going to draw a line. Does this let us draw a line? Oh, it does. Okay. So looking at this, we are not done. We need to write our equation on the line. We need to write labels. So down on the bottom, my X was my number of days. My Y was my cost in money. My equation is Y equals, my constant is 60, and I stick an X next to it. So Y equals 60X. Let me take a peek at Dagler's and see how she did hers. Hers, she just extended the graph. Hopefully on your midterm, because I can't remember offhand, it fits perfectly on there. She just extended it and counted by ones, but we made it all work here. So is this relationship proportional? Yes. Explain. Okay, there's 3 reasons. The table has a constant of 60, straight line, and goes through the origin. Again, make sure you use a straight edge. If we don't, for whatever, have a straight edge provided, use part of your test. You'll have something that has a straight line next to it. This is still way too big. Let me shrink it just a little more. Okay, next thing. What is the constant of proportionality? It is 60. Write an equation that could be used to find the cost, C, of renting for D days. So Y equals 60X. However, they want cost, which is Y, 60D, which is days. So this answer is what I think we'd be looking for. Not 100% if we would accept this as your final answer. So I would put it in terms of what they're asking you for, C and D. The way I did that was I found cost up here. The cost was in the Y spot, so I just substituted in for Y. What was in for the X spot? D, so I just substituted the letter D in. Remember, it's always X and then Y. Okay, so that should be it. You have some similar questions on your own. The answer key will be online for you. Remember, for this one, find the unit rates and then go from there. This next one has a graph given to you and you have to figure out the rest of the rules. I think that is it. Feel free to go back, look at any of these questions, and come see me tomorrow morning if you have any other questions besides that. Like I said, please know that I have not gotten any emails to change the midterm. So assume that the midterm is still tomorrow. So please study tonight. All right, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great night. Bye.